Where were you, our age, like around 18 or 19? Like, what were you doing?
18 and 19, we were, I had been in bands for a while, probably like since 15 years old I was playing shows, just trying to do local stuff. About 18 years old, 19, I started getting into bands, and we were starting to just travel around at the southwestern region, like Vegas, Arizona, um, and mostly Southern California. So we were just starting to like get our feet wet. I think Ant Farm started probably around, I was about 19, so
So,
just
like,
about just
when you
before
guys
then.
first started, was it like, were you afraid of, like, crashing and burning or, like, anything like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you hear the stories. I never, growing up, like in the different bands that we were into, uh, we never thought of it as, we're gonna go be this big pop band or something like that. We were more into like underground bands and stuff like that. So they kind of just all hung around at a certain level, up or down. It wasn't like, like some kind of things like kind of like what we went through in the last few years. I think after the bus wreck, but I never expected anything like that or counted on that. I just thought that I would be like a working musician at best, and then just
When you
cruising
like,
along.
when you talk to other bandmates, did all of you just expect to just cruise along, or did any of you have any really high expectations for the band?
Well, we all I think we all wanted to go as big as we can. We didn't. I mean, nobody didn't. Nobody was, I guess, selling it short. It's just that we never expected to go as like mainstream or pop as it got to. Not that we didn't want to, or that we didn't want to do that with other projects. We just didn't know with our brand of music and how far it would go. But it blew up even more than we really expected to, which is a great, like, I guess, pleasure and delight. You know what I mean? So, um, and it's not like I said we weren't selling ourselves short or shooting low. Or aiming low. It just really kind of happened bigger than we had expected. Because again, we all want to be working musicians and not just like a pop star. Like Madonna or something like that. We just more figured we'd be the musicians in there behind the scenes. You know
And
what I mean?
like, cause me and my brother and a few other friends, we tried starting a band, and our parents and some other people would always say, music isn't a career, and all that stuff. So did you ever have anyone like that?
We heard that a million times, and you know what? I guess as a parent, um, I have a daughter who's 8 years old and she's studying music and all that. I think that I don't sit there and go, oh, she's going to be some professional musician, but I also don't go, oh, that's a terrible career, because there's great joy in it, and I never was going, which is lame because I should have been like, I want to make all this money and do all that. I really cared to play from the heart, so I didn't know, like that was kind of like a question mark, what the success value would be. But I just knew that to be happy and all that, like this is the stuff that I wanted to do. And overall, I just knew that like our parents telling us, you know, that we weren't, that it wasn't like an ideal career choice. It didn't really, like phase us, because we really just wanted to do this. And we had enough friends who were doing other things, working and playing music, but we really just wanted to play, and again, just try and play gigs, and just be semi-successful enough to be happy. And I think if you go at it with, like, from the heart like that, and you really study, not just going at it passionately, but you really take the time, you study, you do the homework, and I think that people start to like not, they start to tune that stuff out. Because a lot of people tell a lot of people that are trying to make it all along, you're never gonna make it, it's crazy, it's really tough or whatever, and it is tough. You have to be willing to like sacrifice and to go through the stuff that you need to in order to stay relevant and all that. So I think that when parents say that, I don't think it's such a discouraging or negative thing that kids should take it that way. I just think that it's, as a parent, it's really tough to like, see your kid go down a path that's really like questionable. There's no kind of guaranteed success, and parents don't really, they're not familiar with anything. I think, especially if they're not into the music scene, they're not familiar with the different versions or the different career choices that you can have in music, which isn't just being on stage or being popular on the internet or whatever. It's there's a lot of functional, working at Disneyland, doing working on Broadway, working on cruise ships, working any facet, any way that you can you can get out there and make a living, in music if that's what you want to do. A lot of people will find their way. So I mean, I think the thing is to try and understand. If you're a parent, me as a parent, it's like I know that my daughter can do something in music if she wanted. It doesn't have to be like some pop singer. She could be like an arranger, whatever, this or that. Again, it's just all the education that they're willing to put in. I could, my kid could tell me that they want to be, an architect, and if they're not going to school and doing the homework for it, I would say you're wasting your time too because you're not doing it the right way. So as long as a kid's doing it and pursuing it in the right way, kind of like with the intent to make it a career, then I think it'll shine through, and the parents will eventually get it.
So like going back to what you're saying about the other careers, did you ever think about doing anything else other than music?
You know what? I was silly enough to just believe in myself, and I really didn't ever consider. I mean, I think when I was really young, I wanted to be like a professional skateboarder or something like that, which, again, is a questionable, like, iffy career or whatever. So, music just seemed like you could do it longer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I see, like, 60, 70-year-old men still playing the drums or playing piano and having fun with their friends, whereas you don't see that in skateboarding or surfing or anything like that.
So it kind of seems like you always had like really big dreams for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I just was, like I said, I was silly enough to believe that, that this was all doable.
Well, I mean, obviously it is.
Yeah.